don't win the Europa final. I think then he could be toast if they don't.
Yeah, I think definitely because so there's something that I read along the lines of what you said. There's something that I read that said it would be up for review. His job would be
Yeah,
up for review, even if he wins the
yeah,
Europe,
yeah. Even if he
Europe,
wins, yeah, yeah.
even if he wins. So so he's on shaky grounds actually. And I didn't think I thought he was quite secure up until the last three losses. I would say, in my opinion. I think he lost against Wolves, um, and just I think that's where his problem started from. Anyway, he's always had a problem. Then he had a bit of a boost um, when he won that game against uh,
Man City, wasn't it? Was it Man
no,
City?
wasn't Man City. I was talking about the Europa League game actually, the one that he was almost losing, and then he came
Oh,
back. He came back and won in extra
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so after he won that game, he had a little bit of a leeway with, the criticism that he was getting. But then after that, I think he's lost two more games, and it's just not looking good for him. But who knows? It might be. I think a more suitable replacement, if he does go, would be Gareth Southgate. I think so.
Do you, are you serious or not? I don't think he'd go there, but I don't think he'd be the right person. They wouldn't go for Gareth Southgate.
Uh,
I never
your
know
face
whether
just
you're serious.
your face just lit up like Gareth.
There will be some fans who think he'd be good, but I
I
don't
certainly,
think
I
he's not
certainly,
right for Man United.
I certainly think he's done better than Amorim. I think so. I mean,
Uh,
Amorim came with a really good CV, didn't he? But
mm.
it's not reflective of his CV really.
What's
Um,
not what's interesting about the final between Tottenham and Man United is that you could argue both managers are in a bit of a perilous situation. Well, we certainly, I think it's known that
Angie,
Postadulu, that's his name, Ange, he's going anyway. I think that
yeah,
he knows that, and the club know that. Um, whether if they were to win that trophy, that would make the owners rethink. I don't think so. I think they've had such a poor season, and indeed last Sunday Palace went there, and it was to be honest like men against boys. It seemed that the very stuffing had been knocked out of Tottenham. They didn't seem to, which is a bit surprising because they've got this final coming up. You'd think he would have, well, he probably did have that in mind,
yeah.
but no, I mean, he only brought Son, probably their talisman player now, on midway through the second half, and he couldn't turn it round on his own. But it's a bit of a sad fall from grace with Tottenham. I mean, when Harry Kane left, maybe Harry Kane kind of saw what was coming down the road with the way this team has deteriorated. Perhaps they've
Mm,
not been invested in properly. I don't know. But without him, then the whole thing seems to have, gone awry. And it's ironic that both those finalists, Spurs and Man United, are both the two clubs above the relegation drop
mm.
zone. So they've had pretty awful seasons, and both managers argue, well, we think the Spurs man will probably go, and possibly Amorim as well. I wonder if Amorim might be more of his own choice because
Mm.
he's probably got a longer contract, so
Yeah.
they'd have to pay him off if they wanted to get rid of him. But I don't know about. If they wanted to get rid of him. But I don't know about the Spurs manager's contract. But they
Yeah.
both, for those clubs, they both had poor seasons, and
Yeah.
obviously, just moving on from that, the result for Palace on Sunday was a pre-FA Cup final result to have, because it
Yeah.
kind of gives you the momentum of a win. Obviously, the final is going to be tough against Man City. I think Haaland is playing. So it's going to be interesting because Palace have had a very good second half to the season, really.
Mm.
So the momentum is there. The belief, I think, is there in the players. But if the likes of De Bruyne, Haaland, and others come good, it'll be a tough ask to see Palace beat them. But as a Palace fan, I believe they can. I think we can win. But it's all about what it's like on the day. If the team comes out positive, confident, it can have that magical effect. And if Eze, who keeps scoring lately, Eberechi Eze, he's
Mm.
a fine player. And if he and Sarr, if they come good, if Walton plays, he was injured last week in the game at home to on Sunday nights to, I can't remember who it is now, but it was a 0-0 draw. It was to Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
And towards the end, I don't know whether he got his foot trodden on, but he does go in quite hard for tackles. And he's one of these players and he's a wonderful footballer, let me say, but he's one of these players who likes to wear their socks very low down. But I think they still have to have a very small shin pad in the sock. They're not allowed to do it otherwise. But to me, I suppose it's what they find comfortable, but it's asking for real trouble. You get a leg break quite easily.
Yeah.
Particularly as Adam does go in hard for tackles. And I think it was one of those where he either got his foot trodden on, but you could see instantly he was limping. So he didn't play on Sunday at Tottenham. And Oliver Glasner said he's 90% hopeful that he'll play in the final, but that's not 100%. And it's a great shame because he makes it happen in midfield, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so everybody's looking forward, from the Palace point of view, to going to Wembley on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I am looking forward to that game. Now, you mentioned Nottingham Forest just as you was talking about the game. I mean, what's happened with them? They were flying high, you know.
Yeah, we do have to mention the poor player. I don't know whether you saw it.
Right.
The guy who collided with the post. Did you see that?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, he was rushed off to hospital.
Yeah.
In case you didn't read it.